everyone. It is Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I've given up my protest, although I just said something about it. It's 5 p.m. on the West Coast, and we are live. Welcome, adventurers. I'm your guide, Sean McZoo, and this is the Reptile Show Reporter. As usual, Bill Strand, the headmaster of the Chameleon Academy, is my co-host. And today we're going to discuss reptile rescues. But first, we got our video.
Yeah.
Let's see if I could add it to. There we go. All right, let's get this off the stage and get us back on here. How you doing, Bill?
I am doing quite well. Recovering from my my class, and you think, why do we need to recover from that? Well, I put in a lot of late nights putting that together.
All right, let's go to the people who are here already. There's so many people. Oh, wait a minute. I lost my train of thought. Unfortunately, my train is going to get derailed many times tonight, Bill, because I'm from this cold. I don't know what else it went into, but
Okay.
I'm still having it, and and there's some dogs barking in the background there because my brother brought over his dog. So, anyways, Liza Ann, there we are. That's who's first. James Cross, Liza Ann, True Turtle Tom. All right. So let's say that's Bill and Liza.
Yeah.
All right, that's Eliza alone. These are really showing up really slowly on me. And then James Cross, the DIY chameleon guy. All right, and then let's see, we've got True Turtle Tom with his daughter Paige there. So welcome everyone. Let's see who else we got here today. Okay. All right. Let's see. James Tom received a suspicious package in the mail. I think it's he's trouble. So let's figure that out. I guess it won't happen today, but unless someone's going to interrupt us, I don't know. You never know what the Chameleonati or Illuminati are going to do. I don't even know if that's what the package is from, but
things happen.
Yes, strange things happen. All right. So, Bill, any announcements?
I have no announcements other than life is good. It is wonderful to hang out with the chameleon, having a good, solid chameleon community that's positive and healthy. And so I am very happy.
All right. So the microsquirrel count is still 2 parents and 5 babies. It was almost a little bit less because one of them got away yesterday.
Oh.
And I was chasing around the kitchen, and our dogs were helping, and not really helping, but it actually, I caught it and it bit me really good. And so luckily it didn't leave any marks. I don't know why it didn't. It bit me in like 4 spaces while I was trying to hold it because I was trying to rush because there's a hole under the dishwasher. We could have got in and got away or whatever. But anyways, it didn't get away, and so that we still have all the ones we want. Those were the little ones. There are 3 older juveniles and 2 babies, which we're going to be getting rid of at some point along the way. If Jen ever decides that she wants to go ahead and get rid of them, she loves them too much, I think. But all right. So podcast 21 is live featuring Josh Halter, the bio dude, and podcast 22 will be live in just under 2 weeks with Clint from Clint's Reptiles. It's a tremendous podcast. I've reviewed it already. I haven't finished editing it, but don't miss the Josh Halter podcast. He spills all his guts and everything about his life, the universe, and everything. I didn't know. I was worried about what he was saying, how much I would be putting out with what he said because it was just way too specifics. But I just edited from what I get, so that's all you do. And let's see what else. Still the social media pillars on Facebook and Instagram Monday through Thursday. And if anyone has a suggestion for the animal of the week, let me know. I don't know what it's going to be, and I have to do it tonight because I do them the night before. Who else is here? Let's see. No. Oh, Misty Mountain Fans is here. Who is that, Bill? Let's see if I can figure out which picture to put up.
The one I keep flirting with.
All right.
Trying to get on a good side. See if she'll go out with me.
Okay, well, I don't think so, Bill. I don't think she's a little bit out of your league there. So, um, let's
Yeah.
see.
How do you compete with that kind of
I
food?
don't know. I don't compete with puppies either. I find that puppies are not competable. So you just got to do what you got to do.
Man, tough luck for me.
All right. Let's see. Two Turtle Tom is saying the interview with Josh was awesome. He really gave some great insider info. Yes, he did. I guess that was what I was trying to say. Let's see. Please laugh at all my jokes on DIY chameleon guy so Bill uses them. All right, this is entertaining for me. I should be entertaining the people, not entertaining myself. But that's the way things work around here. Sometimes you do you, and sometimes you do
Well,
what
you
you
want
got
to
to
check
do.
my brevicorn eggs?
Sure, let's check
I,
some Brevicorn eggs.
all right, guys. I haven't checked today, so you know what? I'm gonna show it to you first, so you'll see it before I do. See if there's anything going on. But now I'm seeing it. Doesn't look like there's anything going on, but the eggs are still good. So,
Brevicorn eggs take so long, Bill. How
well,
old are those?
oh, I don't know.
You haven't keep track. You don't have anything on the top saying the date and the time, or the people.
I don't have it on the top. I have it on my phone.
I have it
Let's
on the
see.
containers, but that's a
I
that's
know
a
you're supposed to. Okay, they went into diapause. They came out of diapause in October, at the end of October. So
So how
no,
many
October,
months is
October
that? Oh,
1st
October. So okay, yeah. So it's roughly 11 to 13 months
after diapause.
from being laid. Not from diapause, from being laid. So um that's my experience. I've only done it once. So I know I put him into diapause over a couple weeks, and I took him out of diapause a couple months later, and then 11 months after the original lay date they actually hatched. I
Well,
thought it
how
was
long
supposed to be
after the
13.
diapause did they?
Pardon me?
How long after the diapause?
Probably 7 months, 8 months.
Okay, all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
Bill doesn't need no stinking dates, huh?
7.
He just
All
looking
right.
to see if they're
So
at.
this
All right.
month or next month?
All right. And they didn't all hatch at once. Maybe yours will, because you have them piled upon each other. But mine were separated out, so they hatched over a period of a month or so. So
That's
I don't know.
right. I see my pen. I like surprises. I
Hmm.
see. The thing is, I keep this. I keep a record of it in case I have. Of course, I have to put it on to the care guides and all that kind of stuff. But I really like surprises, and I'm really hoping that this lady back here uh, lays the eggs, and I can't find them, because then I'm just going to say, all right, fine. I'm just going to leave that this enclosure empty of any chameleon. Maybe I'll put in some dart frogs. And one day on my live, someone's going to say, "There's something moving behind you, Bill."
There
And
you go.
chameleons all over the place.
That would be cool, Bill. That would be
That's the way I
really
want to
cool.
live my life.
I haven't gone through my one chameleon's my one panther's lay bin. She was digging all over the place, and she put it back together, and I knew that she had been bred. So I think I'm just gonna leave them in there, because
Yeah,
it's where it's at. There's not any extra. It's not a good bad temperature. It's the normal temperature. So maybe I'll just see what happens with that. See how they get out of there or not. But we'll see. Maybe I'll end up digging them up in a couple weeks. But the time is short nowadays. I don't know. It must be now is when everything gets. You think at the end of the year everything gets renewed, but in medicine it tends to be the half years where everything gets to be renewed or what have you. But anyways, I will
yeah.
stop
And I
bitching
keep
about my
looking
luck.
over for anybody noticing that I seem a little distracted. It's because one of my shamrock chameleons is making indications that she's antsy.
Mhm.
And so that means that she may want to be laying some eggs. And
That's
so
good.
I have the lay box type thing
Mhm.
in kind of in the back, so it's private. But I just want to see a tail or something.
One of my other panthers, actually, both of these panthers were from I Pardalis, that were bred, was actually looking to lay some eggs, and she tore apart lay bin and put it back in a different way and threw some of the sand everywhere. It looked like she was digging like a dog. It was I don't know how she got it all out of the lay bin. I had to put some of it back in, so we'll have to wait and see what happened there. I haven't taken the time to do that. All right, James says, "Lay, girl, lay,"
That's
and
right.
lies
That's right.
that's a good sign. Okay.
I'm going
All
to add
right.
in
So
some
should we
other
talk about
plants and stuff.
rescues, Bill, today, or
I'm having fun talking
I
about
know,
everything
I know
else.
this is not an extension of your live from yesterday, which I only watched a little
This
bit of.
isn't my vlog.
It's not your blog. Okay. All right. So what is the purpose of reptile rescues?
Well, yeah,
Um,
let's talk. Yep, go ahead.
unwanted, abused, in need of medical attention, surrenders, legal seizures where people come in and they have too many, like they have too many cats. Those will go to a cat rescue, but they have too many animals. They can't seem to take care of them. Someone passes away. One of the big stories that the local rescue told us was a guy was actually selling illegal drugs and also was keeping all kinds of pets. And they ended up having to come in after he passed away. He OD'd, and they had like 300 reptiles there that they had to
Oh
take over.
man.
So that was 3 or 4 years ago. But anyways, um, that's what they're good for. They're tremendous. I really support our local one. Our local one is Herps Alive. There's another one, Second Chance Sanctuary. Herps Alive is run by Keith. I can't remember his last name, but Keith. Um, and actually, we did a podcast with him. I don't remember what podcast it was, but it was one of the somewhere in the middle of the 20 that we've done, and I've done, and and then the other Second Chance Sanctuary. Uh, why can't I remember her name? Cheryl Garcia actually runs that the reptiles out of that one, and so she's at a bunch of different shows that I go to, like the BRM show and some of the one up in Taylor, Michigan, and what have you. So I've seen them a lot, but they actually are vendors at some of those shows. Usually, the shows let them vend without a cost and do what have you because they get support from those different things, and I really like to support them because they do a great job. Things you'll find at a rescue. Um, I think the number one here at Herps Live is red-eared sliders. They're not illegal in Ohio, but you have to have a special permit to take care of them. And you're not supposed to sell a turtle under 4 inches, but everybody's around selling them, and they get big and they live 40 to 50 years, so or more, maybe as much as 70 or 80 years. And so people get tired of them and they end up turning them in. But all right, Panther Pals here tonight. Thanks for joining. We're talking about reptile rescues today. We don't have a special guest, just Bill, but he's not he's special, but he's not a guest. He's a co-host, I guess we should say.
That's right. That's
There you
right.
go. And besides red-eared sliders, iguanas I think are number two for reptiles that people get. They're really small and they grow to be like 5 feet and 6 feet even. And people just decide that they can't take care of them anymore. They didn't know what they were getting into, and they leave them off at those. And so every iguana that I've had since my first three, which was I don't know 30 years ago, um, have been from a rescue because I can't let them flail in a rescue while someone could have them, and so I take care of them. But now I've moved on to a pectinata rather than a green iguana, so we'll see what's going on with that.
Yeah.
He's growing fairly well. Um,
Yeah,
let's
well,
see.
the thing with reptile rescues is it's like you have somebody who's incredibly passionate
Mhm.
and they just get totally filled up and say, "Hey, I'm a reptile rescue," and all it doesn't take long before they are totally filled up and they are
Mhm.
having to ask for donations, paper
Mhm.
towels,
Mhm.
and cages and all this kind of stuff. And uh, it, it just seems that it would be really good to have some coordination and say if anything is in a reptile rescue, don't breed it. But then
Mhm.
again, of course, we have the entire ball python market that
Right.
uh,
But those usually go fairly quickly in reptile rescues. They come in and they go. But the larger constrictors, some of the boas, some of the other larger constrictors end up staying or becoming a pet that they take to different places. A lot of the rescues that I've been part of or knew of actually have also a different part to them. Now, the official one that I know the most about, Herbs Alive, actually is an official 501(c)(3). So it's actually a nonprofit organization. It's run like that. It has a board and everything like that. Most rescues are not nearly as well organized. Um, that I think that rescue was started around 20 years ago or something like that. Um, take a quick peek at our um, at our podcast for Reptile Show Reporter with Herps Alive and Keith on it, and you can learn more about that rescue. But and he goes through a whole bunch of stuff. But I just thought, being at the rescue this week, they take volunteers. My daughter was there, volunteered, needed volunteer hours for high school and to graduate, and so she needed to get a bunch of hours in a short period of time. And Keith was nice enough to let her in, and she's going to be doing it all the rest of the summer as well. But he'll let her to get her hours, and so she really enjoyed being there. Um, Unfortunately, she ended up falling in love with the feeder rat, and so now we have a feeder rat that it was a female, and the likelihood is it's actually pregnant. So so we've got male rats and female rats in a duplex cage where they're separated, so they can't get to each other, and it's a really nice cage. But now we got a female rat who's in its own little cage, waiting to potentially give birth. So it's a one of those things. Mikey Ben is here.
What?
Yeah, hi Mikey, how are you?
Man,
We're just gonna go ahead and show Mikey.
why do you get all the important people?
Yeah, well, that's the way things go. Mikey Ben is right here. Let's see.
Hey.
That'll show up in a sec. There we go. I took off the picture of him with all the cool people with him that he sent me. And who else? I don't think I have
You don't have a
a
picture of Julie.
picture of Panther Palette. Do I? No, I don't think I do. Who is Panther Pellet?
I only know her as Julie.
Julie. Okay. I don't think Julie, send us a picture for goodness sakes. You want to, unless you don't want to be seen and you want to be anonymous, guy. We don't go really anonymous here too much because people just don't aren't about anonymity. But maybe you are. But thanks for being here anyway. So okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Now I
So
know
yeah,
about.
some of them are 501(c)(3). Some of them are just a person who decides to do it. Sulcata tortoises are another one that people, they get them when they're little tiny and they think they're going to be tiny forever, and then 20 years later they're as big as a boulder and as heavy as one, and they're a bulldozer. They will knock anything around. I still see them at reptile shows, which is one of those things where if you're going to see somebody a shelter having them, you probably shouldn't be selling them at a reptile show. But anyways, they do. Um, but what else? What was I going to say about them? Um, a
Well,
connection with a vet. The Herps Live has a real good connection with vets, local vets who are and actually I find all my vets. I still have one, the same vet for 20 or 30 years now, but he's out of Avon Lake there. What is his name? I'm not sure I can remember. All right. Anyways, I won't look it up.
well, I know Cheryl Garcia with Another Chance Sanctuary. She's connected to a vet,
Yes.
and, and I know about her because she's part of the chameleon world, and she knows
Mhm.
her chameleons, and so I've done some interviews with her about taking care of chameleons in a rescue situation. And
All
yeah,
right. And Dr. Krupka out of Avon Lake Animal Hospital and all his team. He's awesome, incredible. He's doing a lot more administrative than actual work now because he's got a whole pile of reptile people who can help him out. But all of them appear good. He actually took care of um, uh, Star Lord when he fell and knocked his horns, two of his four horns, and broke them. And I knew what was wrong. He had two extra two horns that were bent and not in the right place, and I knew maybe they needed to be removed. But he went in there. He was able to remove them, and I don't know that they don't show signs of growing back, but it's actually healed over and everything looks great. So it's been So he's great of that. But guys run roach a day on average.
Talking about Parsons
Yeah,
chameleons.
there we go. Is that coming up? Huh. I can't get it to come up though. I don't know. My connection's bad as I'm tired today, but I don't know the connect. Let's see here. So all right, there it goes. Okay. So what do you think, Bill? Thoughts?
What thoughts on? Oh well, first of all,
James Cross answered it. The DIY chameleon guy said he knows a little bit about Parsons, I guess.
yeah,
He's got a
Eliza Ann
couple.
has a young one
Uh-huh.
and just got in, so probably
Mhm,
still settling in. The ones I have are still settling in. It's like
mhm,
they'll eat and then they won't eat, and they'll eat again. So they're still settling in, and
mhm. Takes a long time to settle in. Um, these these chameleons, they like their daily activity. They go to the same section. Even some of my smaller ones, if you can't find them, you know where to look because that's where they hide, and they hide the same spot. If you ever find their hiding spot, and you don't bother them in that hiding spot. You'll find them there. Actually, all my lizards do that. My banana pectinata. If I can't find him, he's always on this branch. It's the very top. You can't see it from the front of the cage. He's always up there hiding and not hiding, but just hanging out, but and happy as a clam up there. So you can't, even the tortoises tend to find the same spot, and I do have one new redfoot tortoise egg, so we'll see. I don't know if it's only been like a week now that I found it, but and I'm not 100% sure because I got one male and three females in the same container, not a container. It's a huge 8 by 16 area of the floor. But I'm fairly certain I know which female did it. But it seems like it would be odd because it was the smallest one. But it was the one sitting by it. So all right, all right. Yes, I got it already incubating in my incubator. It's been a little bit over a week, and we'll see if it's good. It does no signs of being bad. So all right. Okay. So what else do you want to know about shelters, Bill? Anything? Any thoughts and ideas? I promised I wouldn't put you
well,
on the spot, but
okay, well,
you know.
uh, do you know of any shelter? Generally speaking, they have to take donations,
Mhm.
and it just seems really a real tough way to go to
Well,
live off of
the
donations.
shelters that are by me take donations, but they take in pets, whether they're surrendered or what have you, and they go you adopt them out, and there's an adoption fee for that. So that's the main way that they make money. I think is it's just the adoption fee, which is kind of like you know, in order to be a 501(c)(3) or a nonprofit, you can't make money, but they're also not they're able to actually sell stuff and do other things. So they sell at Herps Alive, they sell all kinds of different um, crickets and mealworms, and most of those are donated to them. And they have obviously they have rats that they're growing and selling and different people, um, what have you. Oh,
Yes, I'm
Tom
interested
is
in.
saying some charge a person surrendering fee, some charge an adoption fee, and some probably do both. Yeah, I'm sure. And but the problem is when people go, the government goes in and takes things, and you're not going to get a surrender fee for any of that stuff, and what have you. That's not as often, but most people just can't take care of them. They got to move somewhere, and they want to rehome them. So it's a good way to rehome them because they do actually have a form you fill out, and you have to, they have to know who you are. I don't have to fill it out anymore because I've adopted so many things over the years that they know I'm quite capable of different things. But yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah, so unwanted reptile products is to donate them to the shelter for rummage sale. Yeah, actually, Herp's live at this. on the 11th. I think that's whatever the not this Saturday, but next Saturday is the 11th. They're going to have a Keith's rummage sale. They're gonna just that's when they sell everything they can't they didn't get rid of at this point. So it's like a garage sale for the shelter. That'll be really good thing to get and a little extra cash. They do things like matching. Like in the past, I've given money so that if people match, well, I say if people match up to a couple $100, I will provide a match donation to that, and so that always gets people going. They start to say, "Oh, if I can make twice as much, my donation means twice as much." I don't know why they think that way, but that's a positive way of doing it, and that it works every time. So this has been working. So haven't done it in a little while, but that's another way to do it. The veterinarians tend to do that as uh, a free service for them, and but of course, then they actually tell us who the best vets are and who to go and use. So it's a good way to get your name out there, especially if you're a, uh, a special exotic reptile vet, because people want to find you. All right, all
So
right. Let's
what kind
see.
of questions do they ask you when they in the form?
Um, your name, information, your what experience you have in taking care of reptiles, who your vet is. If you don't have a vet, you have to get one. Um, what do you know about this particular sometimes they'll ask you about what you know about the particular reptile before you do it. I think that's really it. It's just your name, your information. They want to know where the reptile's going, and they won't just give, like, at least this is herps alive that I've done the most with. They won't just give a reptile to anyone. They won't give like a 7 foot snake to someone who just comes off the street they don't know. They'll want you to have different information. If you have a 13 foot plus snake, because in Ohio you have to have a permit, you have to have the permit first before you get the snake. And that's not the way it has to happen. In Ohio, you have to get a permit within so many days. But for a reptile rescue to give you a 13-foot snake, you're gonna have your permit before you do that stuff. So Mikey Ben is saying he prints out 3D turtle toys to attract kids to the rescue table, so they can talk about it.
Okay.
All right, and let's see, James Cross.
I don't fully understand. I really enjoy helping her forget the name. What?
The name of the rescue. It says there's a
Oh, I
rescue
really
in
enjoy helping
Bakersfield, but
her
she doesn't know
forget the
what
name.
the
Okay,
name
all
of the
right.
rescue is. So that's really easy to do. You just think about the reptiles and you don't remember the person's name. Oh, I'm terrible about names. I'm trying to be better about it as time goes on, but you get a little older, you get forgetful. I guess I don't know. I don't think that's good. Let's see. Let's see. Um, get back a little bit in the things here. What was somebody saying about my scrolling isn't working tonight? There we go. Herp's Live business model is essentially a nonprofit pet store. That's essentially what they do. They are exactly that. Um, and they just bought their building, so it's been 10 years or 20 years since they started in one place, and they just bought their building recently.
Wow.
So they were able to get enough money in donations to actually purchase their building. And so
I,
some maybe they were actually have a couple very famous people who donate there. People who are sports people and what have you that don't want everyone to know that they keep different things, but they're very supportive. So that's another way they do stuff. Let's see.
so how do you
All
feel
right.
rescues selling reptiles? Because I know that that's kind of the scandal type thing is, oh, this person's just using a reptile rescue to get animals so they can sell them.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's a rescue. You get yourself in big trouble if you start not in the sense of with anyone, but when you say that you're a rescue and you accept whatever, you can really quickly get in lots of trouble with all the animals that you have to care for. And so I think but there's bad people in every walk of life, and so you just gotta stay away from them.
Yeah.
and many of these rescues have been there for a long time. So, yeah, that's the way things are. All right, all right.
Mikey Ben says James is tired. DIY Wednesday. Yes, we all got up at 5 a.m. to watch the episode.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Says that's why you have to be a 501c3, but
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't.
really hard to get a 501c3. So not all of them are. Most of them are not. So, but yes, that makes them a actual nonprofit organization that follows rules and what have you. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone could tell you that they're fine. I didn't check for the certificate, but you know, but they do actually give you receipts when you donate stuff to them. So
Okay.
that's what we're certified rescue. So that's they have stamps.
So 501c3, are they not allowed to sell animals?
No, a five. Well, they can't call it sales. They, I mean, no, a 501c3 is any nonprofit company that doesn't engage in political stuff. That's what the C3 is about.
Okay.
Because I know this because the College of Urgent Care Medicine is also a 501c3. So it's the same. It doesn't do any government stuff, but it's tagged with urgent care association. There's a whole family of things that do things. So it's not about rescues or about anything. It's that they can't make a profit, and that doesn't mean they don't make money because any company that doesn't make money goes out of business. It's that they don't actually have a profit. So there's no owners. There's no there's no one to make money. Now the person who could be a yeah, yeah. So Tom is saying he works for 501c3 that had $16 million budget. So you don't have to be, you don't can't make a profit. There aren't owners, there aren't shares, but you can be a what do you call it? It's a member of their board of directors. But there's also someone who can run the shelter and they can get paid. They that's not all volunteers, but Keith is fond of saying he makes $1 a month. Is what he's been. Keith Gisser. Why did I not remember his name? It's just today I'm really tired today. Anyways. All right. All right. Yeah, okay. So Tom is saying that the Cleveland Clinic is also a 501c3. So that's the one of the two local hospitals. I actually work for the other one, but I think they're also a 501c3. But which Cleveland Clinic is a 6 billion, I think, a year or budget organization. So and I think UH is 4 billion. So yeah, there doesn't mean they can't make any money. It just means they can't make a profit. So
Okay.
that's what people don't understand about for profit and non for profit. Being a non for profit means that you can't make a profit. But if you have the person running your non for profit organization, they can make $100 million and still not have a profit. It's just the way it's classified. So
Yeah.
it's not that they don't make any money; it's that they don't make that they're not making a profit per se. So there's not a you just because you're part of a nonprofit organization doesn't mean you're doing something good either. But it could just be one of those things. But, anyways, let's see. Anyone else have any questions for us today? I promised Bill that we'd make it a short night, and me as well because I had to get to bed to go to work tomorrow morning. Not that I don't normally, but this cold has like gotten to me a little bit. I don't feel like I have the cold anymore, but what's left of the runny nose and the cough and what have you is. And I know I'm not coughing here, but from time to time I have a little bit of issues. But and final comment from Tom. And if I was accountable to the IRS to have a board, etc., there's oversight, right? Exactly.
All right.
Oh, you know what? It's my own fault. I went on a 2 week trip. I went out to Vegas. I was in Vegas for 5 days, even though it was not. It was for a medical a conference, but it was also that there was all that smoke and all that dust and all that dryness. And I'm sure that I didn't eat nearly as well as I should have eaten. I didn't have too many desserts, but there wasn't a lot to pick, and it's not as many fruits and vegetables as I would have liked. But no, I'll get over it, and by next week we'll be ready to roll. So, anyways, all right. And so we'll let Tom have his final comment as opposed to someone who just puts it on Craigslist and says they're taking in animals, which is probably I don't know if getting the 501c3 is a challenge. Not just getting it, but you can get it fairly easy. But keeping and maintaining it is a big challenge. So, all right, let's see. And James nor Bill came to see me. We were only 6 hours away, and I had driven 32 hours to get there, and they weren't willing to make the last 6 hour trip.
I know those guys.
So, all right. Well, you shouldn't skip your nap, James. I'm glad you're here, but I didn't skip my nap. I'm just still tired. All right, everyone. I'm going to say good night. Bill, say good night.
All right. Good night, everyone. And I'll keep an eye on that lane bin.
We'll see you again next week, same time, with a little bit more energy, let's hope. Have a good night.
Good night.